Hey guys, welcome back to Real Talk with Lady T. Today we will be talking about Married at First Sight, Season 12, Episode 8. Don't go nowhere. Okay, so just like my other episodes, I always start off with just a little bit from the Unfiltered. I don't go too deep into it. So this week's Unfiltered episode had Brianna, Paige, and Jacob on there. Kind of weird of a mixture, but whatever. And yeah, so my only thing with that was like, wow, y'all got Paige on here again. So it just gives me that vibe, like, okay, so Paige and Chris are bringing the drama and whatever for ratings or whatever the case may be, but a lot of people are saying. Hence is I think the reason why they keep having her on the Unfiltered. My thing with that is every time she's on here and they get to her portion, they start asking her questions, she just looks so uncomfortable. That's just me. And then another part that really stood out to me in the Unfiltered was when Jamie had asked Paige, what are some of the qualities that you see in Chris? I bust out laughing. I holler because I'm like, she had to dig real deep because I mean, how could you see somebody going through so much and you go and ask them what are some of the qualities they see in the person they with? It could be a little bit of a fault. Moving right along. So first I want to talk about our couple, Brianna and Vincent. On our last episode, they got into their little disagreement or their little Vincent felt some kind of way about a comment that Brianna made when he spilled the wine on himself or the champagne on himself. So I was happy to see them, get past that. So the episode their scene starts off with them just talking it over. And basically, he said he left out and then he decided, I can't just run from things like I would usually do. And so he turned back around and he came back. So I applaud you, Vincent, for that. That was very smart and mature of you to do. And again, the way you were handling anger or frustration in the past clearly wasn't working. So I like the fact that, he's coming at it with a different approach. And he's like, you know what? This is my wife. We're together. We're in this commitment together. Like Brianna said, he said he's going home, but this is home. The other scene with Brianna and Vincent, as far as Vincent meeting with his friend. Now, I really do applaud his friend for giving him such good advice. And basically, his friend was like, so what happened? And when Vincent explained what happened and the reason why he was mad at Brianna, he was like, that's it? He was just basically like, really? Like, and I feel like he needed to hear that from somebody else. He like, you don't mess this up. Like, you have a good woman in your life. She got a lot going for herself. Just get out of your own head. He pretty much said, get out of your own head and think about your partner first. Think about her feelings first and not thinking about yourself. And I really thought that his sit down with his friend was very a very good information for him and good stuff for him to take back. Give him something to think about. Fast forward, the housewarming for Brianna and Vincent. I think it went well. Brianna's mom seems like she's embracing Vincent and his family. Vincent's mom, although there is a language barrier, she seemed really excited and eager. His brother said mom was a little worried at first. But I feel like Brianna's hospitality and the way she was treating them was very warm and welcoming. And it just seemed like a good vibe. I like that they had played some games and they, had to try to figure out certain things about each other. And when they had to figure out the favorite color and they were like, oh, Brianna's favorite color is pink. And she's like, oh yeah, my favorite color is pink. And the mom is like, my favorite color is pink too. So it was like one of those things where I just felt like you can tell that it wasn't forced. And they're really trying to build a connection and have a relationship with one another. And I really think that's dope. I like that. So I feel like overall, the housewarming for Brianna and Vincent went really, really well. Next, we will be going over Eric and Virginia. Now, the last time we saw them, there was some controversy on if Eric was smothering and, Virginia just want to spread her wings and she just want to just be free. And Eric seemed like he was smothering that from her. So the episode starts off, Eric meets up with Ryan. They have the dogs and they're talking. And basically Eric is just telling Ryan, like, listen, I'm really a little concerned that she may get bored with me and she may lose interest. So he not only expressed that to Ryan, but then he met up with another one of his friends and they had a conversation. And basically Eric's friend was on Virginia's side. He said, you know what? You really cannot smother this girl. He said, you know, you don't want to go in and have her feel like you want to change everything about her and everything in her life. Now, my personal opinion, although I do feel like it may be a bit much, and I do feel like Virginia has to slowly bring it down a little bit, I feel like it's a process for it to happen. It's not going to just be she's going to wake up and then it's just like, oh, I don't want to party, I don't want to drink, I don't want to hang out. But honestly, her male friends that she hang out with and her other friends that she hang out with, when everybody starts to settle and be with somebody and have other things going on in their lives, and she realized that she has a good husband at home who has his life together and he want to be with her and share everything with her, I think that will really be a good thing. So fast forward to Eric and Virginia's housewarming. I think personally it went well. I mean, both of their friends came. Eric finally got a chance to address the elephant in the room that Virginia has male friends that she hang out with and she occasionally falls asleep on their couch. So I think it went well. They seemed to blend really well. And finally, I liked the part where Virginia's friend took Eric outside and was like, okay, well, let's talk. And initially I was like, he seemed like he coming off a little hard. Like, yeah, don't smother her. Like, you know, back up. But no, it seems like he really was like, you know what? I feel like Virginia's ready. And I feel like, you know, if as long as you don't smother her and y'all continue to grow together, she's in a different space in her life right now. And I feel like she's ready for this commitment. So honestly, I know that there was a weight lifted off of Eric's shoulders because he's feeling like these friends are a threat to his marriage and his relationship with her. But in all honesty, maybe they can all be friends. Now, I'm not going to say that I agree that if she spends the night and sleeps on their couch and they're heterosexual. However, you know, the way he mentioned that there's a group of them. So there's a few females in it too, and they're all friends. But the friend I feel like he comforted Eric enough for him to walk away and say, we good. We cool now. We friends. Everything is everything. And so I just hope this doesn't continue to resurface as far as the insecurity for Eric. But for the most part, I feel like I know that they really balance each other out. And I really feel like they will be okay. So the next couple that we will be talking about is Haley and Jacob. All right, so yeah. I don't know. Y'all tell me. You tell me. I feel like no, Jacob is not Haley's typical type. If she even has a type, because she's been single for so long. And yes, Jacob can come off as a square and as like not as fun. But a small part of me really does feel like that they would make a good match. And I'm starting to see why the experts matched them together. And honestly, in this episode, I see Haley actually trying. If never in any of the other episodes, I see this episode, she seems to be trying to move past the past and how he treated her or how she felt about what he said, about her being a liar and all that. And she's trying to move forward. So we start off with with them meeting each other's friends. That seemed to go pretty well. They kind of separated. So Jacob went into the kitchen and met with Haley's friends, and they had just some brief conversation. And he was honest, and he said, you know, I feel like she's not attracted to me. And so it was one of those things where I can tell that the friends felt what he was saying, because I'm sure she talks to them as well. And then the same with Haley when she went to go talk to his friends. It was more so like, what you see is what you get with Jacob. However, he's a good person. He has a good heart. He's a good person. And he's somebody good to have in your corner. So if he could get rid of some of the 80s stuff, maybe get rid of the neon, I think they can actually balance each other out. She can maybe help him change some of his dressing and his wardrobe. So our next couple is Clara and Ryan. Now, I'm still trying to put my finger on Ryan a little bit. He's very reserved. Clara said it best. She said in this episode that he just has his guard up. Like, he just seemed like he has his guard up. And because she's so open and he's so shelled and so uptight, I really do hope that he can start to open up and let her in. And that she can just, you know that this is it for her. She doesn't have to be that open with anybody else after this marriage, because this is it for her. So I feel like they both need that little bit of security within each other. Now, y'all tell me what y'all think, but the fact that they still have not had sex, but they're doing other things. So, not to have a dirty mind, but I said, so, I mean, what other things? Never mind. But she said it. She was like, well, it was ironic to me because I've never been with somebody who can do so many other things besides the thing to do. And so, maybe that's just something within Ryan that he's working on and just trying to fully open up. And I really feel like if that is the case and she does get his heart and he really opens up to her, they're not going to have no problems. They'll be perfectly fine. Clara had asked Brianna and Haley to stop by and be a part of it because her friends couldn't be there, which was fine. But Brianna ended up leaving a little early, get back with her boo. But I think that their little housewarming went well for the most part. Clara is just really expressing the fact that she's sexually frustrated. And so it's one of those things where it's like he started off saying, and I know y'all remember a few episodes ago, she said, oh, he wants to keep our sex life private and I respect his decision. And I said in my last video or two, that means y'all not doing it. And so this is just a more confirmation that that's why he said keep it private, because he don't want people to know that they're not doing it. But anyway, I got mixed feelings about them, but I'm going to keep them in a positive area. I just need literally Ryan to just loosen up just a little bit and let her in, because she's really when she starts to feel neglected and feel like unwanted and unloved, we don't know what that can do to their relationship. And they only got a few weeks before they need to make this decision, right? So our next couple we're going to talk about is Chris and Paige. Starts off with Chris with his pastor and his bro, and basically letting his pastor know. It starts off with Chris basically letting his pastor know that that he asked Paige for a divorce, and you could see it all on Pastor's face because he like, a divorce. So they let him talk. He said, yeah, initially when she came out, I wasn't attracted to her when she came down the aisle. And so we had sex the night of our wedding because I thought that may bring some attraction to her, but it didn't. So again, you keep trying to make it look like my girl Paige ain't attractive. Like, stop. Anyway, the pastor spoke up and he said, well, I feel as though you didn't even give it a try. You made a covenant before God. His pastor said, this is very immature of you. It's very immature and embarrassing. That's what he said. And he said, Paige is a diamond. It's rare to get a diamond. Now, if your pastor with wisdom and a person you follow as far as your walk, your Christianity walk, is telling you this, he like, just give it a chance. Sometimes, most times, love grow. Attraction can grow. You just have to give it an opportunity to. You have to open up to it. You're looking at the surface. And so, he just seemed like he was getting real offended. Even his brother had his old say-so on it. Like, yeah, I think this is the wrong decision. This is not the right decision. And just like Pastor Kyle told him, his own pastor said, just because now you're saying she's pregnant, if it's yours, quote, I bust out laughing with that part. If it's yours, that doesn't mean you have to be with her. Oh, I don't want another man raising my baby. I don't want another man raising my child. Next, Chris calls Paige and basically like, oh, I want you and the mother of my child to meet, or whatever the case may be. So Paige like, all right, I got to pray on it. I don't know how I'm going to feel. So she says that she doesn't want this to have too much power over her, so she's going to go. So she goes and she meets with Chris and his mother of the child to be, his baby mom to be. And it was ironic to me, just observing this whole scene. It was ironic to me that Like, she gave me the same vibes that because I don't like when he smirk. Like, if it's something serious or this is a serious situation and you smirking and you smiling, I don't think it's nothing funny. And she gave me that same vibe. Like, every once in a while, she was like smirking or smiling. So basically, they had a brief conversation and she was like, I don't have nothing against you. Paige, like, I don't have nothing against you. Basically, she said, I didn't know he was married until I told him I was pregnant. Yada, yada, yada. Ex-fiance was very shocked when Paige said, well, at one point, I could have been pregnant. And she said, by who? Woo! And then she looked over at Chris. She said, by who? Man, they married. They took a covenant before God. They can do it as much as they want to do it. And the fact that you didn't think that they were doing, then she's like, oh, well, I know they did something, but like not to get pregnant. Well, what you thought? So that means he's being very open with her, and he just got with her, and that's his wife. And clearly y'all just a couple weeks ago had unprotected sex, and y'all was already broken up. So yeah, that was just kind of like, to me. So of course, Chris does what he does all the time and run off. He gets upset and he's ready to go. First, he gets rude and start talking about what he want to eat, and I can't wait to watch the game, and I want to catch up on this, I want to catch up on that, and just being ignorant and rude. And like I said, all you're doing is making yourself look bad on TV. So finally, he gets up and walk out the room or whatever. So basically, they say their little last words or whatever. And Paige gets up and leans over and they give each other a hug. I don't know how real that was. But yeah. She say at the end of this episode that this is closure for her. She's done. She's done with the relationship. She has closed this chapter in her life. So we'll see in the coming episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow my page if you want to know when new videos will be coming. Have a blessed one, and I will see you next time.